Hi friends, I am back again with another hotel review. We went back to Mexico, however, this time we went to the other side. We went to the Pacific side and we visited Cabo. It was our first time in Cabo, so we wanted to try out different hotels to make sure you got different experiences to see which place you would like to stay on your next vacation. This video is about Pueblo Bonito Sunset Beach. There are several Pueblo Bonitos. There's Pueblo Bonitos Pacifica, which is the adults only. We tried to stay there, but they were booked. So we decided Sunset Beach, which is right next to it. And then there is Rose, which is the location that has beach accessibility because, in Cabo, you can't really access the beach like that because it's just a little more dangerous. And then there's I think Los Cabos version where I think that's where you golf. There may be others, but there's several different versions. We stayed at the Sunset Beach one, which is family friendly, but it does have an adults only pool. And so definitely want to give you all the information before you stay there because let's get straight into it. The resort is it's okay. It's okay. It has some positives, it has some negatives, which we'll go through obviously in detail in this video, but I would just say it's okay. It's definitely not a luxury resort, and we love luxury. It's definitely not a luxury resort. It's more of like a mid-tier, and I wouldn't say that based on price point. I think it'll cost you maybe $300 to $500 a night for non-exclusive, and I think it may be $500 to $600 for the exclusive package on a nightly basis. So it can be pretty expensive. But just the experience is definitely a mid-tier experience. So if you're super, super picky, this is not somewhere I would recommend for you. But if you're, it's one of those places you'll have a good time. It won't be, perfect. It's not super luxurious, but there's food, there's drinks, there's, the pool, what could go wrong? So, and definitely if you're considering, you should check out our vlog so you can experience the resort vicariously through us and be able to, get the feel of what it will be like when you visit, before you visit, and spend all your money there. Okay, so let's get into the details. First, I'm going to start off with just the overall review of the resort, and then we'll go into the food, which is super important in my opinion, especially for all-inclusive resorts. And then we'll just kind of go over the service and talk about, our overall thoughts. So follow along. Let's talk about the resort generally. The resort is huge. Huge. If you watched our vlog, you will notice that we are always in a golf cart. Olu and I are pretty athletic. We like to walk around. We like to, just get exercise in our trips. And this resort really does not allow that. It is so large and so expansive. And I think they built it basically on a hill or a mountain. I'm not familiar with which one is which, but basically on a hill. So it's uphill. When you're walking, there's not really sidewalks. So you really are dependent on calling the golf carts to pick you up to go to different areas, different restaurants, different pools, things like that. We'll talk about it more on the service side, but the golf carts are available to you to call. They come pretty quickly, but it is just not walkable, which to us, it was just a negative experience because we don't always want to have to call a golf cart. We just want to walk around and be able to see the resort, but just to get to one place to the other, it was so difficult. I mean, we went in September, so it was very, very hot and humid, very, very hot and humid. So that didn't help either, but there's just not a lot of sidewalks and it's just not a walkable space. And so just know that it's very, very big. It is beautiful though. It is really beautiful, great views, great sights to see, the mountains. It's really pretty. It's very different than Cancun, which I feel like is a little more flat. To us, it's really, really beautiful to see. However, you will not be getting your steps in if you're staying at this resort. And if you do, man, your calves will burn, okay? Because it is an uphill walk everywhere. Now, for the resort itself, first impressions are very important, okay? And we didn't have a good first impression. Like a lot of the negatives of this video is really about just our first impressions of the resort. So one thing, which is not a big deal, but it's just something we're used to, there's no welcome drink. And you're like, what? Why do you need a welcome drink? It's just like a small touch. I don't know. We're used to getting welcome drinks in like all the resorts we've been to in Cancun. So it was just like strange to us to not get a welcome drink at this resort. You know, you've come from the airport and a long drive, and sometimes it's just nice, even if it's just like water or something like that. So it was just really, I mean, it was not that big of a deal, but it was just like, oh, no welcome drink? Okay. And then also to check in, again, this is why I separate this from a luxury resort, because luxury resorts, you get a welcome drink. And then luxury resorts, you like get to sit down when you like check in, or like you get somebody who comes to you to check in. No, we waited in line and there was a long line and check-in process took so long. We were waiting and waiting, which is not their fault, right? Potentially. I mean, maybe they should have had more staff, but we clearly came when there was a lot of people there. So we were waiting in line, standing there, and we're just not used to that. In the luxury world, like we are used to like, here, sit down, someone will be with you shortly, you know, and then you get to sign these papers and documents. But no, you wait in line and it's just, you know, it just didn't give, we're on a vacation type feel, especially because it just took so long. I mean, I think the people in front of us just talked a lot and had a lot of questions. So it's not fully their fault for that one, but it would have been nice to have a welcome drink to distract us. Hello. Also, when we checked in, our room wasn't ready. Now, I realized this later is because we checked in early. Check-in is at 4 p.m. I'm used to check-ins being like at 3. And so we got there at 3:30 and our room wasn't ready. Why is your room not ready? I don't know, because checkout is at 11 a.m. I'm used to checkout being like at 12 p.m. You see the problems I'm having here? And obviously every resort is different, but I just felt like we were cheated like the hour on both sides because checkout is 11 and then your all-inclusive package ends at noon, which I'm just not used to at all, because I'm like, you should have like most of the day of your checkout to use this all-inclusive package. Like, why would it end so early? What time is my flight? Like, and the fact that I can't even check in till 4 p.m. on the first day, like you took half my day. So to me, I thought that was just like a little bit stingy on them. Whatever. So that was just annoying to me because I'm just used to a little bit more flexibility there. Also, what was super annoying, and this is probably the most annoying part I hate about certain resorts, is their selling of things to you when you just first get to the hotel. I don't want to be sold anything at all during the resort, but especially when you first get there, you're tired, you're hungry, you just got off a flight, and you check in and then they want to have somebody come to you and ask you to go to some breakfast for their timeshare talk or whatever the case may be. It was just like so annoying. We had multiple people come up to us, you know, when we're just trying to get to the cart to take us to our room, like, hey, no, we have to stop you. Like, we have to check you off our list. Like, you know, they only want to talk to people who are like 30 or over or whatever, because they want to make sure, I guess, maybe you have a better chance of being financially able to sign up for a timeshare, who knows? And then they're like, you know, we want you to come to this breakfast. I don't want to hear none of this. I'm not trying to come to the breakfast. I'm just trying to go to my resort. And then, so, you know, I just kind of say, you know, no, thank you. We don't want to be part of it. Just check us off. We're not doing that. And then we go out and we're waiting for the cart. And then like, you know, somebody comes up to us and they're just like talking, how are you? How are you doing? And then I forget what they tried to sell us. Like, oh, are you going to, you know, the same timeshare? Like, oh, you know, you need to sign up. Make sure you sign up for this breakfast. Like, leave us alone. I just hate the kind of pushiness. And I think that's what you kind of feel throughout the resort, is just like you're always trying to be sold something. Whenever we went to the gym is connected to the spa. You know, we had somebody like trying to push massages on us, like not just like, hey, do you want a massage, but like, oh, we're having a deal, this, like, oh, you know, we make sure you come back and visit, and then tomorrow, like, I don't want a massage. I'm trying to be nice. I just don't want the massage. Like, you know, and the massage lady came when we were laying at the pool. She even asked the same question. Oh, do you want to, like, you know, want a massage? We're having a deal. Like, I don't like that at all. I don't like that feeling. And then also what they do is like, at each, after you eat at any place, you have to check out, or not any place, but at the restaurants, you have to like check out. I think this is because some of the all-inclusive package versus the, you know, the a la carte package or whatever. And so you always have to check out, which means there's always the ability like on their little keypad to do a tip. For me, I just like, the reason I go to all-inclusive resort is because I don't want to have a wallet near me. I don't want to think about money. And of course, they can charge you to your room, so you don't have to carry your wallet. But I just don't want to be checking out like every time. Like I just like getting up and going about my way and not having to do this like tip thing. Like how much am I even like tip? I don't even know how much this meal even costs. Like what am I even tipping? And like, what am I I'm just tipping everybody every time, it's just like, I just don't, to me, it just doesn't provide relaxation. I'm not trying to think about money. That's what the all-inclusive package is for. Like, okay, it's different. Like if you get a drink, you're like giving $1 or $2 here or there as you feel. But like when you're literally having to they're like, oh, you can add tip right here. And you have to like literally, as they're looking at you, put no tip or something like that, like, or put the amount. It's just like awkward and causes that like anxiety that America already gives you when it comes to the tipping culture. Like to me, I just definitely did not like that. So again, those were a lot of negatives, but I think the negatives came from like just the overall resort feel, just the first impressions, and things like that. So if you're like, wow, this is all negatives, it's not. But these were the negatives. So we weren't sure how the rest of our trip were going to be. Olu was looking at me like, where do you have us? On the first day. He's like, this is not what I'm used to. Because it just wasn't it was just getting upsells and just like pushing things on you and, wanting to make you spend more money and just like not like relaxation, you're on vacation trip, that type of vibe, which that's what we're looking for. And that's what we obviously love when it comes to resorts. Also, another thing that they do that is super annoying, to me at least, is like when you check out, they put on your bill like a donation to the resort. And you have to make sure you look at your bill and tell them if you want them to remove that donation I don't even know what the donation is going for to the resort that I paid for. I'm confused. Maybe there was some other thing it went for, but I'm pretty sure it was a donation to the resort. And I'm just like, why are you putting things on my bill? So now that I have to proactively tell you to remove it. And again, it's giving me that awkward feel, which I'm sure they did some psychological testing that shows that, people are more likely to just like leave it on there. Cause it's like $2, $3, but like you get $2, $3 from everybody you're making a lot of money. I can't imagine what the a la carte option is if you don't do all inclusive, but I'm just imagining like, it might be, it's a separate menu, so I couldn't see the prices, but I'm just imagining like that feeling maybe even extra strong to like everything has like an additional cost to it, which it just to me takes away from the vacation. Next up, let me give you a tour of the room. And then of course, I'll share a little bit about a video of our experience in the room. Overall, it was generally a nice room, but we had some teeny weeny problems in our room. So this is the entrance. You have here, which I think is the closet. Okay, good size closet. Has actually an iron and an ironing board, which is surprising because usually now they have steamers, but that's always good. And I'm sure there's a lock, extra blankets, things like that. All right, and then you have like this table here. You have the restroom right here, which I'll come back for. You go in here, you can see the bedroom. It's a nice, good size. And there's another closet. Okay, so you can actually put stuff in here. Oh, this is the storage, okay. And then you come in here. All right, you got the bedroom, a nice king size bed. Some art. I don't know, it may sound dark may look dark in here because I don't actually know if there's like a lot of light. There's a fan, which is good, but I don't actually think there's a lot of light in here. So it's very dark, except for like natural light that comes in. And then you have your TV here, decent sized TV. So you see both sides. And then you come here and you have like a little dining area, which is nice. You have a fridge, kind of a little kitchenette. You even actually have a stove, which is interesting. Sink, microwave, extra storage and stuff. That's good. They give you some water bottles, toaster, coffee maker. And then out here, you have the balcony. Balcony is nice and spacious. It has 2 little chairs here. We don't have a view. We're on the bottom floor, so we can't see the ocean, but we're really close to the pool, which is really nice. Because one thing about this resort is that it's big and far. So there's a restaurant right here, and it's really quiet when you shut the door. So that's good. So we don't have to walk very far to get like food and drinks and then hang out at the pool, which is really, really nice. And then we'll walk back over here just so you can see the restroom, which was closer to the entrance. Okay, nice big wooden door. You come in, it's a pretty big restroom. You see the showers to your left. Nice walk-in shower head. And then to your right is like the toilet. Which I don't know if you need to see the toilet, but that's the toilet. Okay, so there's a couple things I want to note about the room now that we've stayed here for a day. One, it was super cold last night, like so cold, and the AC would not go down at all. I think it was like 17 Celsius. Is that what you're using? 17 degrees Celsius. It was so cold. There's nothing we could do to turn off the AC, raise it up, anything. So this morning we called and they fixed it pretty quickly. I don't know if they actually fixed it or if there's actually not really control of the AC and they just raised it up for us. But that was fine. So it's much better now. It's more bearable. We're not like inside with a sweater and pants and a coat. Okay, the bathroom. All right, so here, let me show you. So let's say I'm in, this is like where the toilet is, and I'm trying not to move. So let's say I'm sitting on the toilet, and the lights, like, they go off so quickly if you're not moving. Like, so quickly, like, oh, let me move. I have to, like, kick my foot, because I'm in the toilet room, so I have to, like, move my arm. Oh my gosh, it's not even, okay, so I have to, like, kind of get up. Okay, the light will go on. And then let me see, sit back down. Let's see how long. Okay, it gives you some seconds. Like, and then it turns off. Like, I can't imagine this is conserving that much energy if it turns off and on that much. So that's the weird thing there. That's can be a little annoying. And then, and this is probably not for our rooms, but for our rooms, see, let me flush the toilet. It makes a loud sound. Let's see if you can hear it. Flushes, takes a second, does what it needs to do. Okay, now what I want to show y'all is like we fixed something and then another light goes off. Okay, come on toilet. So you can imagine how annoying that can be. During the day, whatever, it's like a loud noise, but like when you go to the restroom at night, you're like, do you want to wake up the whole room? So those are just some of the little inconveniences, that we've noticed so far, at least with the room. Otherwise, it's been pretty good. So I'll keep you posted. Now let's talk about the food. The food was good. Now, this is one of the comments I saw in so many different reviews. We were all on the same page. The food is so good at this resort. It is actually really, really good. So I'll give you that. For an all-inclusive resort, I will give you that. It is so good. We enjoyed just everything we ate. Specifically, Olu was obsessed with their French fries. They tasted so good. I mean, I loved them myself. They taste so good. Like he was literally addicted to them. We got their wings, just like little snacks when we were just hungry. They do have room service that's included with the all-inclusive, which we really did appreciate. It had like good little snacks, and there was like a pizza that was like really, really good on there. I can't remember what was on it, but it was super good. So the food the food was good. They know how to season their food. When it comes to the restaurants, the options were actually more limited than I thought they were. Like, it looks like they have a whole bunch of options, but what I don't like is that a lot of their restaurants have an extra charge and are not like in the all-inclusive, even in the all-inclusive package. And so to me, that was super frustrating because I'm like, it's all inclusive. Like, how are you gonna have all this list of restaurants and then all like more than half of them are an extra charge to to visit them. I'm used to maybe like one or two, maybe of the higher end one, but like there was quite a few of them that had the extra charge. So I did not appreciate that. We happened to be there on a Sunday and they had a Sunday brunch and it was amazing. It was so good. The food spread was lovely. They had live music. It was super active, super lively. So many different food options. Now it wasn't like, full sit down restaurant. Like you did have to go serve yourself and things like that, which we generally don't like to do, but the food was really good, so we did not mind that it was like a, kind of buffet style type of brunch vibe. But if you're going, we try to go there on a Sunday because it was really nice to go to the Sunday brunch. Now, the other days at that same restaurant are a lot more low key, like no music, less food options. The food was still good, but there's definitely less options there. So we didn't realize that. We're like, oh, wow, like Sunday brunch was popping. And Monday brunch ain't that great. So make sure if you go to the Sunday brunch because it's really, really good. Also, what I think makes this place have more restaurants is the market at Quivira is at Sunset Beach. And I think that's why people like this resort of all the other ones, because the market concept, which is kind of like fancy, I guess, like concession stands? Nah, that's not the way to put it. It's like the mall kind of food court, fancy food court. There we go. And it has a lot of food options there. I think there's like, maybe like 10 or something food options. And the food was so good. We had pad thai and then we had a crepe of ice cream on the side. It was so, so good. Well seasoned, well flavored. It was good, freshly made, or tasted freshly made at least. It was really, really good. And so there was a lot of options. There's like Italian, there's Mexican, there's like this like fresh green fruit place. There's obviously the kind of Asian cuisine. There's crepes. There's like all this like central place where it has like a whole bunch of different desserts. There's like American food. There's just like so many different options. And so I think that makes it better if you're like looking for one of the restaurants and you don't want to like pay the upcharge. You can go to this kind of food court and try out different food, and like you don't have to like just sit in one place. You can just like sit in the center or whatever and like get food from different places and eat that as one meal. So it was really, really good. I will give them credit for that. The food was good. And then lastly, the service. Like the service was actually really, really good. We were pretty impressed because whenever we called the golf carts, I mean, they were there in like 1 or 2 minutes. And remember, you need the golf carts to get to most locations or else you're in for a good workout. And it's just like really hard to navigate generally. So I think, yeah, the golf carts were helpful. So they came like within like definitely less than 5 minutes. So like 1 or 2 minutes they were there. Even room service, which I'm typically used to room service taking forever. I think like within like 30 minutes, room service was there with our food. So that was really nice. So they were really quick to serve. Like when we were at the pool, there was somebody there to take like your drink orders and food orders. And then like sometimes it would, if it was a little busier, it would take a little longer, but they still, they were there checking in on you, giving you updates, things like that. And yeah, the service, no complaints about the service. People were really nice. Yes, a little pushy on the sales, trying to get the quota, but just generally they were like, they were nice. Looked like they enjoyed their job at least somewhat. And even if you did not tip or you didn't tip a lot, like they didn't really show it too much, maybe a little bit of disappointment sometimes, but it wasn't like super awkward, or maybe I just don't care. Yeah. So overall, would we come back again? Probably not, honestly, just because, like I said, first impressions like mean a lot to us. And we were only staying, sometimes, especially when we go to Mexico, it's such a short flight. We only stay like, 2 or 3 days. And so that first day is very impactful for us to like really use that as a full day to experience the vacation. And so when we came in, and it just like felt like just very pushy, very salesy, very much like non-vacation, non-relaxing type feel. Like it just didn't give us the positive vibes. Like we could definitely go somewhere else, especially for this price point, and hopefully not experience this. So would we stay here again? No. Olu was like, definitely not. Like it was like day 2 and he's like, we are never staying here again. It wasn't terrible, like I said, but again, it's just like, mid-tier, like, you would have a good time, but like there's likely better out there. So hopefully this was helpful if you're considering staying at Pueblo Bonito Sunset Beach. Definitely let us know if you've stayed at the other resorts. Let us know, especially if you stayed at Pacifica. Like, let us know if we're missing out on something. If you have, if you had a different experience, because some people I know in reviews, they're like, we go here all the time. It's our favorite place. Like, let me know your thoughts. And of course, make sure you hit that subscribe button, not only just to support us, but definitely to help you as you're planning your trips. The last thing you want is to spend all this money on a vacation and get there and be filled with disappointment or just not prepared, and have your expectations set. So we love creating these videos so you can get the real tea on these hotel resorts. And of course, thank you for joining. We hope this was helpful, and we will see you next time for our part 2, where we talk about the luxury resort that we stayed at. It's going to be good.